Hey, it's me, unapologetically T, and I've been holding in some things because it wasn't the right time to tell. But today, all hell broke loose. I was really having a great day. I woke up, positive attitude, was in here singing and dancing, cleaning up. And I guess my mom saw me and saw how happy I was. So she decided to keep picking with me to steal my joy. And I've always noticed this recently. I haven't really picked up on it from childhood when it was happening, but I do realize it now as a grown up adult. Um, and we got into a really big argument, and she literally brought out some things that I've been holding in because she's been trying to turn my child against me, telling my child that I had this type of money for her, and which it was literally to mind fuck my child and make my child look at me like, oh well, you getting this, and like why can't I do this? But however, for her birthday, I took her to go get a nose ring that cost almost like $150 or $180 for her birthday. I took her out to eat. My mom did decide to pay, but I was going to pay for her anyway. So your dad didn't do shit for you. Your dad literally lied and said he was going to do something. He lied and said he was going to send school money, and you still fucking kiki ha ha in his face. Like your nana is over here blatantly be fucking disrespecting me right here in your face, and you literally is a child, and I get it, so I pray for her. There's not much I can do in that situation, but pray for my child. I've been there for my child. Not only have I been present, I've literally been trying to break cycles. However, I'm not a perfect parent. If I make mistakes and she come to me and they're valid, I literally apologize to my child as if I was having a conversation with another grown up. But this particular argument with my mom, sexual assault came out. And because my mom was trying to act like I was a heroin addict, and yes, I've admitted that I've tried heroin, but I was never a fucking addict. If I was an addict, how the fuck did I live on my own for all this time and never fucking needed nobody to pay my rent? If I was an addict, I would have been outside selling my ass, and I wouldn't have been able to pay my bills. I wouldn't have been able to take care of Charlotte. So for me to have been an addict, that's wild. But guess who was the fucking addict? She was. So anyway, it came out that my stepdad had been sexually abusing me. And she basically went right over top of that because it came out like, well, if you can call me a fucked up parent, then you're a fucked up parent, because not only did you let my dad molest me, you let my stepdad sexually abuse me because you knew, you always kept saying that you thought he was. And you always would ask me, was he? And I used to be like, well, if he was, that I didn't have any memory of it. Well, jokes on all y'all motherfuckers. I have memory of it. Thanks to the 7 years of fucking therapy and all the group, sessions that I did with other people, have memory of it. And so this is her first time hearing it. And guess what, you guys? Guess what her reaction was? Her reaction was to flip this shit back onto me and tell me that Dante was molesting my child. Number one, I don't put nothing past nobody. However, there's a lot of things that nigga is fucked up about. That one thing, I don't charge that to him. But however, I don't know. I don't put nothing past nobody. So if Charlotte was to come to me today, tomorrow, 30 years from now, and she said he did, I'ma fucking console my daughter. And I'm going to try to figure out what she needs from me for that situation. You want to know what my mom did right after we finished arguing, and I pointed out to her that you just glossed over the fucking sexual assault that I'm telling you happened to me, and you're literally trying to say that something happened to my child when she never said anything happened to my child. Matter of fact, when my child was like 1 year old, my mom told me that my child told her that my brother had sexually abused her. And I had spent lots of time with my brother. Once again, I don't put nothing past nobody. However, me and my brother basically grew up raising our fucking selves, because if you have a parent that is fucking drunk and on crack all the time, no matter how they face on the public, you're literally raising your fucking self. So we literally were around each other all the time. My brother never done nothing to me. I have no knowledge of him doing nothing to me. Do not fucking call me. Call somebody else. Goodbye, bitch. Anyway, because now this is what my mom did. So my mom handled the sexual abuse allegation. What she did, she called my stepdad's girlfriend first. She called my stepdad's girlfriend first to see whether my stepdad was with her or not. Then, after she called my stepdad's girlfriend, she calls my stepdad and say, well, I got some bad news. Latifah is saying that you raped her and I knew about it. What I said was, you let him do it. And yeah, I said, you let him. But that's not really what I meant. I was heated and mad in discussion. She had inklings that this could have been going on. She used to always ask me. She used to wake up in the middle of the night and she used to always fuss at him about pacing the fucking hallways and that she had a child in the house. And one night, my sister caught him, and because I was being sexually abused at a fucking young age, I took up for the abuser because that's what I'm used to doing, taking up for my abusers, and you can see why. And it's amazing that I even have my fucking mind frame right now. It's amazing that God has protected me this whole time, and that I have a mind to think and be functional and take care of myself. It's no wonder I had to be in and out of psych wards by the age of 27. It's no wonder. And I'm happy I did because it helped me. It gave me the help that I couldn't get from her. I'm doing a video. I'll talk to you second. Unless you need the bathroom or something, but I'm doing a video. Can you close the door? Anyway, so she calls this man and tell him that she got bad news to tell me and tell him, and that I accused him of sexual assault and that she knew about it. And so now she's painting this narrative to put me on the outskirts and them two to form a bond and team up on me. So she gonna say, I ain't know nothing about it. And he gonna say, well, I ain't know nothing about it either. You could hear it in his fucking voice, the guilt. But she's such a fucked up person that she would rather sit there and play victim and be with the predator like she did with my sister. My sister accused her husband of raping her. Another family member accused him, and even a little child. And she still talks to that man to this day. She just called my stepdad in front of me and just showed me that she will pick the abuser every time. I don't really know what's going on with her, but I just wanted to document this shit because this is what I've been going through, and I've been brainwashed to love and protect my abusers, but I step out the fucking way. I step out of the way. I have been heavy on prayer. I have been heavy on keeping my faith that this is not where it ends for me. Me and her really got into a heated discussion. The first thing she wanted to do was put me out. Well, I done paid your little funky ass money for this month. I done been here since May. You gonna need to call the police to get me the fuck out. Because at this point, you know I have nowhere else to go. I literally told people before the fuck I came here, I would rather be homeless. But because I had a child, I swallowed my pride and came here anyway. And it has been the most toxic environment that I've ever lived in. It was more toxic than living with a heroin addict. I want to repeat that. Living here has been more toxic than living with the heroin addict. I repeat, living here has been more toxic than living with the heroin addict. And guess what? I traveled to fucking Haiti, where they literally are at war right now. And I had more peace there, sitting in a room by myself, going out with guards, than I do here. And we're in the country and we're supposed to have peace and the air is so much better. But I had more peace over there than I did here. When I say I have nothing to give no one, when God take me out of this situation, I truly mean people can kiss my whole ass. And it ain't just people. It is certain people who were sent here to protect me that literally chose to destroy me. I literally have been trying my best to handle things strategically because I have to live here. But enough is enough, and justice is justice, and I call that shit out. My mother has pretended to be somebody that she is not. If anybody remember when my brother went missing and all that shit, God only knows why my brother left. That's his story to tell, but God only knows why. I just know from my childhood, people saw her as a good mother, and yes, she would. She would be very protective to people who were non-family members. But anybody that was in that close circle, it was fair game for us. Poor the fuck us. And it's sad because my two oldest siblings, I think, thought we had it somewhat better when no. My mom only knows how to provide. Emotionally and all that other shit, like, failed miserably. Even when it's just so much shit. And I always held that shit in because I was taught as a child, and definitely in the black community, that you keep black family business swept under the fucking rug, and you don't talk about that shit. It didn't happen. It didn't exist because you was going to embarrass and shame the family. Well, guess what? I have no embarrassment left. Embarrassment does not live here. The only embarrassment I have is secondhand embarrassment for you bitches that act stupid. That's the only embarrassment I have. But I don't have any embarrassment for shit that happened to me that I didn't ask for, that I couldn't protect myself for. But guess what? I'm grown now and I can protect myself. And nobody's going to be hitting me. Nobody is going to be treating me as an emotional fucking punch bag. Nobody's going to be doing none of that. So I'm just clearing the air and letting that shit be known. Yes, my stepdad was fucking raping me. And when I did go back to his house while I was a fucking grown adult, and mind you, you notice I don't really go around much. It's a reason. But when I did decide to go back to his house as a grown fucking adult, he literally almost like he was trying to fucking kiss me in my mouth. And I couldn't say shit. I went into shock. I didn't know anything. And then that nigga kissed me on my cheek, and we don't kiss. Like, we don't kiss. So I was just trying to figure that shit out. Like, he pulled me away from every fucking body. And this was recently. So if you want to question my memory from childhood, this happened to me recently. And my body fucking froze and I could not react. I went into shock. And I'm going to listen to my body and how I feel. And on top of that, my stepfather literally told my brother when he was younger, my brother liked one of my friends. He told my brother was 7 years older than me. So if he liked one of my friends, then that meant that she was older than me, but she still was like probably like 3 or 4 years old, younger than him. So he told her as long as she was 100 pounds, she was good to go. Then when I used to want to come into the bedroom with my mom, because that's what I was used to doing before he came in the picture, he used to tell me I had to be this tall to ride this ride or enter this ride. Like, he would say it either way. And so I never understood what the fuck that meant when I was little, but I do now. Then, to put the icing on the cake, the bitch literally has charges for a statutory rape. But, you know, I guess my mom looked at it like, oh, she listened to a story and, oh, it was one of those borderline situations, but literally brought a rapist in the house. I don't know what the fuck her problem is about attracting pedophiles, but she did. And I'm not about to die with her sins. So the cat's out the bag, and I'm still motherfucking happy. I'm just angry right now. I'm happy with me. I love me. I know it was a couple of days ago I realized that I'm not a tainted person. I am not, unworthy because of what happened to me. Because I always used to feel like that. I used to feel like it was something wrong with me. I've always had issues with being around men where I felt uncomfortable because I always knew men were fucking predators. But it was like, like I just didn't know what angle was they coming at me from. So I've always felt funny around certain type of men if I didn't know their character. And I'm done with all that shit. Like, I'm done with it. It's out in the air. And you know what? When God get me out this situation, she ain't got to never worry about me. I ain't got to never worry about her. If I'm such a bad child, you ain't got to worry about me. I literally checked all the fucking boxes that she wanted for me in life, which was what she wanted in life. It was the things she wanted for herself in life. I literally checked those boxes, drew circles around them, literally tried to be the perfect child. Yes, I had anger issues, no fucking wonder. And I still made it. And I would have made it regardless for me. And I probably would have made it quicker because I would have been living life for me. But I lived life for her. And I picked up Any nigga really I picked up, she had a problem with. But when I picked up Dante, like, she really had a problem with it. And I realized very early why. She had a problem with it because she was narcissistic. And for me to be with Dante meant that she no longer had control over me. And so she never even got to know Dante. Like, she literally never even got to know Dante because Dante and her just, he wanted to be accepted by her and he wanted to be around her, but she just never even gave him a chance. He probably came around maybe out of the whole 11 years of me being with that man, 5 times probably was in the same presence or something like that. She never even got to know him. Mind you, the whole time, if you thought your daughter was being abused by somebody, which there was abuse, there was definitely abuse because he was fighting his own fucking demons. But however, me and him agreed to be with each other. Like, I actually picked him. I didn't get to pick y'all motherfuckers. I came through here, you know, and if I did pick y'all before I came through here, I had no idea that it was going to do that. Like, because I don't think even God had any idea because he gives us free will. And I think a lot of y'all motherfuckers veered off the path. So, you know, you will pay. That's for sure. You will pay. That's for sure. You will pay. And death is too sweet for you. But you will pay. You will pay. You will pay. And death is too sweet. And I won't lift a finger. So this is not a threat. You know, I'm going to leave it to the Almighty God. Whoever, you know, y'all have forsaken, you know, that guy. The guy you forsaken. That's who I'm going to leave it up to. I'm going to leave it up to Big G. So all these people who think you're getting away with stuff because you think I need you at this moment, all the people that is laughing behind my back, mark my words, the tables have already turned. You just value success off of money, and that's y'all problem. A lot of people value success off of money. This wasn't about money to me. This was about getting my mind together. This was about coming home to Latifah. This was about coming back to me because y'all tried to tear me down. But guess what? You can't tear down me. You can't tear me down. Ain't nothing you can do that can tear me down. You keep trying and you keep trying and you keep fucking yourself over. So this video is definitely to let all the skeletons out of the closet. Let all of them out of the closet. A lot of you have fucked me over in life. Some of you I still have not even put you out there. But however, the big ones, the major ones, y'all are out here now. Y'all are all the way fucking out here. And I ain't retracting no fucking stories. I ain't doing none of that. What happened to me. Period, point blank. God sees everything. And just because you don't no longer believe in God anymore does not mean you get to get away scot-free. Y'all thought y'all could get away with it. You thought because you were getting away with it that you would not face Judgment Day. Well, Judgment Day is here. It is here. And I call judgment and I call justice. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. A lot of y'all gotta pay up. And I'm making this video and I'm posting it. I don't give a fuck how crazy I look. I was crazy when I was sitting in silence dealing with all this fucked up abuse. That's when I was crazy. That's when the fuck I was crazy. I was so fucking dealing with this shit in silence. People closest to me didn't even know what I was going through. Shit. My best friend can vouch for, like, I tried to run away every goddamn day. Most runaway kids are kids who are severely abused. Like, they're usually getting very much abused. And they'll say, fuck it. I will go to the streets. The streets will love me. Like, literally. The only thing stopped me from running away each time was God was like, no. God was like, no to me. And I used to listen to God. I always listen to God. If you listen to these videos, I always tell you I listen to God. So even when you think I'm on a path or you think I picked a choice that wasn't the choice that I should have picked, I'm always listening to God. I'm always listening to God. Just because you don't understand this shit don't mean that I'm not listening to God. So a lot of people were sadly mistaken. They looked at me like I was with Dante and I was for like a fool or I was for the taking or something like that. But you never realized that it's going to take a strong ass bitch to be with a strong ass nigga like him. And you were mistaken. You were so sadly mistaken. And that's where that's going to go. Granted, my mom did not have solidified facts that this was happening. However, I just told you that it was. And what you wanted to stick to was that I said you knew about it. I was angry when I said that. But you even further double down on it, tried to gaslight me into thinking that my child got abused because you let your children get abused and didn't do anything about it. Then you talk shit about everybody else who do that with their kids. That's the whole funny part about it. Literally, period, point blank. I ain't going for it. If you're a sexual abuser or you're a pedophile, you got to pay. I don't give a fuck if you was raped too, because I do think that my stepdad was molested by his uncle. And it was like an uncle-in-law. We got to meet him and he was creepy and he was weird. And I didn't pick up on it because guess what? I've been getting tricked out of my goddamn private parts since I was little. So, but guess who did pick up on it? My mother. My mother picked up on all that shit. But she couldn't pick up on us. So literally, I have been a parentless child raising my goddamn self in this world. Yes, my mom has given me pointers. Yes, she has some good points to her. Yes, she's the favorite aunt to all the kids because y'all didn't have to fucking live with her. To not all the kids, but, you know, to her nieces and nephews. Y'all don't know what the fuck it was to live with her. Shit. I don't think nobody know what it is to live with her but us kids. Period, point blank. And she tries to trick me into thinking that I was spoiled. Like, she literally calls me spoiled. When you can't have your way. Bitch, I've been doing it your way the whole time. Like, when is it my way? I've been living life for you. The one time I did not live life for her was when I chose to be with Dante. That was my decision that I made for myself, that was the route I was going to go. That was when I did not live life for her. I literally wanted to drop out of college. I got to college and I felt like, part of me felt like I could learn this from a book. Another part of me felt like I didn't belong there because most of the kids there had money. I did not have none. I was a struggling, working person. I did not have none. So I felt out of place. I ain't want to be there. Like, I learned this shit in the book by myself, and I've learned a lot of this shit in the book since I was a kid, so it was like, what was the point of this? But then, you know, like, once I got to a certain point, I realized, like, yes, the degrees is an accolade. It is, you know, this thing that says you are it, even though I'm already fucking it. And because she got pregnant and she had to drop out of school, like, I got to do this thing for, you know, for my mom, like, to prove to my mom, like, you know, I can do this. So, like, I never lived life for me. And that shit is dead and done with. I'm such in a place where this shit is about me now. There has been, it felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders, and nobody gave a fuck. And literally, one of the things that I want to say that hurts me the most is that her and my daughter think that I'm having a nervous breakdown. They thought I was having a nervous breakdown when I fucking lost Dante. And it seems like ever since, like, they've been trying to turn me down. Like, not even they. I would say my daughter been fine before she came here. Like, she had her issues and shit like that because we had been through a lot. But it got worse when she came here. It's like she's being pinned against me by my mom and her actual dad. Like, he even trying to brainwash her into she don't have to like Islam anymore. And it's like, bitch, you didn't even take up time with your daughter to sit there and practice a religion with her, let alone to try to brainwash her and tell her that she don't got to do Islam just because Dante did Islam, when Dante was the one that fucking took her to the masjid. Like, he literally took her there and taught her how to pray, taught her shahada. Like, he literally sat there and took up time with this girl. So, like, when you sit there and she try to act like, oh, well, Dante was a heroin addict. Guess the fuck he was a heroin addict. But guess what? We never went hungry. Guess what? If we were to the point where we were broke, Dante gonna make some shit happen. Dante gonna make some shit happen. If Kalonji didn't do school clothes that year, Dante's gonna make some shit happen. So, come again. Come again. If anybody gets credit for raising that kid with me, it'll be him. Because every time we sent her down here for me to even get a little break, she came back like she ain't had no goddamn sense. So, and I just felt like, you know, I could trust my mom, because I felt like, you know, I had been brainwashed that I could trust my mom, because that's all I had. But I'm starting to realize I lived with a fucking vessel. I've been living with a vessel when I was little, and mommy was in and out. And you know, if you do research on people who struggle with addiction, literally they're in and out, and some of them don't ever return. And I think that's the case of what I'm dealing with. I'm motherfucking Coraline, living with the other mother. And a lot of times people wonder why did she stay with Dante? Because the fuck I ain't want to go back home. It was way more peaceful in that motherfucking house than it was here. Only problem I had with Dante was he was too fucking possessive. Like, he was too possessive. He cheated all the time, which was detrimental to my goddamn psyche. And yes, he was abusive mentally because he was getting high. And so the same way she was taking trips, he was taking trips too. And he wasn't always coming back. So literally had to deal with that. But it still was way more peaceful. You want to know why? Because heroin make you go the fuck to sleep. And so he was asleep. He wound up fucking bothering me. So, however, when he was awake, he was a motherfucking monster sometimes. And I still rather have been there than to be here. Being here has been a living fucking hell. And I still been surviving. Because I've been through worse. It was worse as a child. Like I've literally said in videos, like I literally used to go hide in the closet and underneath the bed and just fucking be at peace. Darkness gave me peace. That's why I'm a dark bitch. That's why I have dark poems. That's why I have all this fucking anger, because I was used to dealing with shit myself. I literally had to figure that shit out. No one was there to help. No one. My brother hated my guts because when he was a child, like, and we're not like that now. We have a better relationship now, but when he was a child for 7 years. He was the only child for 7 years, and then I came along, and she did not introduce us properly. She basically probably kicked his ass to the wayside and, like, put, like, oh, this is the baby, and, like, so he resented my ass, and so I had no one. Literally, my brother was there to make me tough. Like, literally, that's what he was for me. He was not nurturing. I think one time that he was very nurturing to me, and I'll never forget it. And that's when she left out, and she didn't come back home that night. And it was like I was sitting by the window crying, wondering where the fuck my mama was. And that's the one time he kind of consoled me and told me, like, she gonna be all right, and like, just stop looking out the window. And I've looked out the window for my mother. I've looked out the window for my motherfucking father. The shit that these adults have done to kids, and then they try to talk about why the fuck kids done turned out bad, why the kids killing themselves, why the kids killing each other. It's because of y'all. It is the trauma that you passed down. It is y'all. It's literally y'all, and you gotta pay for that shit. I don't give a fuck why it was you. I don't give a fuck if it's your mama and your mama did it to her and her mama did it to her. I don't give two fucks. You gonna pay for it because you could have broke the cycle, and it shouldn't have to take this generation and the next generation to break the cycle. You could have broke the cycle with me because you were out of fucking Jim Crow by then. It is no fucking excuse. And I'm just tired. I literally have been called a heroin addict today. And I have literally been called a fucked up mom, even though I literally never... You want to know something that's funny? I've never even gotten assistance from the fucking state, city, or whatever to pay my rent. All the years I lived by myself, and I'm not fucking tooting my own horn or none of that shit. I was supposed to do this. As a mother, I decided to have that child, and when I did decide to have that child, I knew her daddy wasn't gonna be there for me. In that hospital, I cried. My 8th grade teacher, English teacher, came to me. Like, God sent her there. She was there with her daughter, but she came to me. She saw me in the hallway crying, and she came to me because I was going to think about getting an abortion. That's what I know. That's what I do. I get abortions. So I thought I had to do that again, and I didn't want to. I decided that I didn't want to. She helped me furthermore confirmed that I didn't want to. I prayed for that child, but I was just looking at her father like, I'm about to do this shit by myself. Like, and I've had situations where, like, I didn't have to do it by myself, and I decided to do otherwise. So with this situation, I chose life. I chose life. I knew what I was getting into, so I don't ever feel like it's somebody else's fucking problem. I never put that man on child support. I never called my mom begging her for money. She cannot tell you one time I called her and was like, Mom, can you pay this bill for me? I have never. The most I have asked her to do was co-sign for me for something because maybe my credit was shot from dealing with Dante. That's the most I've ever asked her to do. I have fucked the credit up. However, I found something to consolidate the debt and actually fucking help. Her credit score is better now, but she's still trying to hold that shit over my head. Even though I have a company that is working with me to consolidate debt and actually get rid of this shit because the interest rate was crazy. I was paying literally $200 and $300. I started out paying $600 on it, and then the economy got trashed, and so I started paying $200 and $300 on it, and literally the shit wouldn't even put a dent in it because the interest rate was so fucking high. So I told her, the bills was busting my ass open. I was literally doing this shit by myself. The bills was busting me open. I told her what I was doing. While I was sick in the hospital, you thought, I was having a nervous breakdown. When your daughter went missing for the first time ever in fucking life, the first time I've ever done anything like this, out of my 34 years of living, the first time I ever walked off, didn't say nothing to nobody, didn't call nobody. I go to the hospital because that's what they want me to do. I know ain't nothing wrong with me. I just need to get the fuck away. I just needed a break. I never had a break. I'm always taking care of and loving everything else besides myself. And I just needed to get the fuck away. I need to listen to my voices in my head and get the fuck on. I won't bothering nobody besides the people that I was bothering. But I won't bothering family. Fuck them. I just wanted to be away from them. And you thought I was losing my mind. And you called me in the hospital to tell me about bills. So what if I would have killed myself? What if I would have killed myself because I'm bothered by bills? Do you know how many people unalive themselves because they're bothered by bills? They just can't take and handle that they got so many bills crushing down on them. I literally had so many bills crushing down. My car note was $600. It was $600. $600 car note. Literally wanted to get that consolidated, get that down. When I first bought the car, it was 30-something thousand. Got the car note down to about $6,000. But the car note was $600. Rent was almost goddamn $2,000. So I literally needed a break. Just trying to get all these bills. When I left Dante, granted, I literally was getting shit done. However, when I decided to quit my job, because I was told to quit my job by God, and I'm going to listen to that voice in my head because I'm tired of listening to other fucking people. I'm going to listen to myself. So literally was being called to quit my job, and literally did not know what path this was going to take me. But I am so happy it took me on this path. You know why? Because I did not know who was who, and now I do. I did not know who was who, and now I do. When God removed me from this situation, I have prayed to God that he removes them too. Permanently. I don't even want to cross paths with you. I don't want you to ring my phone. I don't want you to be anywhere in my energy field, and anybody who be trying to siphon energy from me, anybody who is trying to drain from me, I hope you get sick off this bomb ass energy, because this high vibrational energy is not for you low vibrational motherfuckers. So I hope you get ill. I don't want you to die. I just want you to feel the venom. Just feel the venom. So that's that. Literally been trying to break me. Literally has been trying to paint me out to everyone to be the crazy person. And guess what, baby? I'm the motherfucking villain now. I am the crazy person. And I'm only going to be kind to those who are kind to me. I'm not being kind to none of you motherfuckers that ain't kind to me. See, and I was like this back in the day, and I lost it. I said, oh, you're being too mean to people. But I understand now why the fuck I was mean. I'm not mean. I treat you accordingly. Treat you accordingly to how you treat me. And I ain't gonna put my hands on nobody. But you still gonna feel the wrath. So this is the end of my vent. And that's that.